The air in Adrian Westwood's cluttered studio was thick with the scent of developing chemicals and the soft hum of old-fashioned photography equipment. The room, dimly lit by the amber glow of a solitary desk lamp, showcased the trophies of Adrian's illustrious career, framed photographs capturing moments frozen in time. Adrian himself, a weathered 67-year-old with a mop of unruly silver hair and sharp, discerning eyes, moved about with a sense of purpose, his hands expertly navigating the tools of his trade. One day, a weathered envelope arrived at Adrian's doorstep, its paper yellowed and bearing no return address. Inside, an ornate invitation beckoned him to explore the decaying halls of the long-forgotten Lockwood estate. The invitation, cryptic in nature, hinted at a hidden secret waiting to be uncovered. Adrian, ever the adventurous spirit, felt a thrill coursing through his veins as he decided to heed the call. The moon cast an eerie glow over the overgrown path leading to the Lockwood estate. The once grand mansion, now a dilapidated relic of the past, loomed ominously against the night sky. Ivy tendrils snaked up its crumbling walls, and the windows, devoid of glass, stared like empty eye sockets into the darkness. Adrian's footsteps echoed through the grand entrance hall, the creaking floorboards adding a haunting cadence to his exploration. Dust danced in the air as he navigated through rooms frozen in time, their antique furnishings covered in faded sheets. In the heart of the estate, Adrian stumbled upon a room concealed behind a heavy, moth-eaten curtain. The air inside felt charged with a peculiar energy. As he cautiously entered, his eyes fell upon a dusty table, upon which rested the ancient camera, a relic that seemed to transcend the boundaries of time. The camera, adorned with intricate patterns and engraved symbols, emitted a faint, otherworldly glow. Adrian, his breath catching in his throat, reached out to touch the artifact. Its surface felt cool to the touch, resonating with an unsettling energy that both intrigued and unnerved him. Adrian's studio, bathed in the eerie glow of the darkroom's safe light. The old camera, now the centerpiece of his obsession, rested on a sturdy wooden table. Adrian meticulously loaded film into its ancient chambers, the metallic click of the shutter resonating through the room. The initial photographs were innocuous, capturing familiar scenes from Adrian's studio. Yet, as each image developed, subtle distortions manifested, spectral wisps of fog that snaked around the edges, an unexplainable shift in perspective that left the viewer disoriented. Adrian, squinting at the unsettling prints, felt a chill run down his spine. Fueled by a mix of trepidation and curiosity, Adrian ventured further. He aimed the camera at everyday objects, and with each click, the parallel dimension unfolded. Shadows took on twisted forms, and familiar landscapes warped into surreal dreamscapes. Faces appeared in reflections that shouldn't be there, and the air in the images seemed charged with an otherworldly energy. Adrian's initial fascination evolved into an insatiable curiosity. Sleepless nights were spent capturing more images, the subtle distortions turning into unsettling revelations. He started to recognize recurring symbols and landmarks within the alternate reality. His once calm demeanor now masked a restless spirit, driven by an inexplicable urge to delve deeper into the mysteries unlocked by the antique camera. As Adrian's experimentation continued, the alternate reality revealed its true nature, a twisted reflection of his own world, tainted by unseen malevolence. Faces in the photographs contorted into expressions of horror, and the landscapes became nightmarish visions of decay. Adrian, caught in the grip of a supernatural obsession, could no longer deny the sinister undertones of the parallel dimension he had inadvertently tapped into. The enigmatic camera, now a conduit to a realm beyond human understanding, held the power to shape reality itself. Adrian, unknowingly on the brink of unleashing ancient forces, stood at the precipice of a descent into darkness that would test the limits of his courage and sanity. Word spread like wildfire through the quiet towns surrounding the Lockwood estate. Strange occurrences riddled the once tranquil streets. Unseen whispers echoed through the air, and shadows danced with a life of their own. Residents reported unsettling dreams that mirrored the distorted images captured by Adrian's antique camera. Adrian, grappling with sleepless nights and an uneasy conscience, started to connect the dots. The bizarre happenings mirrored the malevolent entities revealed in his photographs. Desperation etched on his face, He combed through the prints, matching the grotesque figures with the disturbances plaguing the town. The weight of guilt settled on Adrian's shoulders as he realized the consequences of his actions. The once vibrant community now bore the scars of an otherworldly invasion, a consequence of his relentless pursuit of the unknown. Sleep-deprived and haunted, he became a reluctant harbinger of doom. In a climactic moment of realization, Adrian confronted the undeniable truth: the antique camera acted as a conduit, weakening the barrier between dimensions. His photographs weren't just capturing the malevolent entities, they were beckoning them into the town. The moral implications of his actions, a heavy burden on his soul, pushed him to a breaking point. Adrian stood at a moral crossroads, torn between the pursuit of forbidden knowledge and the growing peril he posed to his own world. The camera, a seductive yet malevolent force, whispered promises of untold mysteries, urging him to continue his photographic exploration. Yet, a flicker of humanity within him recoiled at the thought of further endangering the town. As the once quiet streets echoed with the distant cries of unseen entities, Adrian faced the ultimate moral dilemma: continue to capture horrifying images, perpetuating the horrors he unleashed, or take decisive action to protect his community, even if it meant sacrificing his insatiable curiosity. The town, teetering on the brink of chaos, awaited Adrian's decision, unaware of the photographer's internal struggle and the fate hanging in the balance. Adrian, entangled in a web of conflicting emotions, chose to heed the seductive call of the antique camera. The unquenchable thirst for knowledge, coupled with a dark fascination, overpowered the voice of reason within him. With a heavy heart, he pressed on, capturing more images, despite the growing dread that coiled in the pit of his stomach. As Adrian continued his photographic exploration, the barrier between dimensions weakened further. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and unseen forces gathered, drawn by the allure of the photographer's lens. In a moment of horrifying revelation, the barrier shattered like fragile glass, unleashing the malevolent entities into the unsuspecting town. From the twisted depths of the parallel dimension, grotesque creatures emerged, their forms shifting and contorting as they crossed into the real world. Shadows took tangible shapes, and eerie howls echoed through the once quiet streets. The town, now a darkened stage, witnessed the nightmarish entities spill forth, their malevolence staining the fabric of reality. Chaos erupted as the entities clashed with the terrified inhabitants. Unseen assailants attacked from the shadows, and the air hummed with an unnatural, foreboding tension. Panic spread like wildfire as the townspeople, ill-equipped to comprehend the unearthly threat, scrambled to defend themselves against an enemy they could not see. Amidst the chaos, Adrian, burdened by guilt, witnessed the consequences of his actions unfold before his eyes. The once tranquil town transformed into a battleground, a nightmarish theater where the boundary between reality and the supernatural blurred, and the line between life and death became uncertain. Adrian, propelled by remorse and a newfound determination, navigated the chaos. He confronted the grotesque entities, each photograph intensifying the malevolent forces. Desperate struggles ensued as the town's residents fought for survival against the unseen adversaries. Adrian, fueled by regret and responsibility, sought a way to undo the horrors he had unleashed. The climax of Unleashed Horrors reached its zenith as the town teetered on the brink of oblivion. Adrian, once a seeker of forbidden knowledge, now faced the daunting task of closing the rift and banishing the malevolent entities back to the dimension from whence they came. The consequences of his decisions manifested in the nightmarish tableau that enveloped the once quiet town. In this desperate struggle, Adrian faced not only the external forces threatening the town but also the internal torment of his own guilt. The once renowned photographer, now a broken soul, fought against time and supernatural adversaries to undo the calamity he had unleashed. The climax of the desperate struggle set the stage for the final, harrowing act in the tragic tale of the antique camera. Determined but haunted, Adrian set out to confront the creatures with the antique camera in hand. The entities, aware of his intent, coiled around him like vengeful specters, their ethereal forms contorting with rage. The once renowned photographer faced a climactic confrontation, a battle of wills between the human spirit and the supernatural forces that sought to maintain their grip on reality. As the entities intensified their resistance, Adrian, fueled by the last reserves of his strength, brought the antique camera to the precipice of destruction. A surge of otherworldly energy engulfed him, a tempest of spectral forces resisting the imminent demise of their conduit. The very air seemed to pulse with tension as the final, decisive act unfolded. In a moment of desperate determination, Adrian shattered the antique camera. The sound of its destruction echoed through the supernatural maelstrom, a cacophony that reverberated through the parallel dimension. The entities, robbed of their tether to the mortal realm, recoiled in agony as the source of their power crumbled. With the shattering of the camera, a blinding flash of light enveloped the town. The entities, now stripped of their connection to the real world, dissipated into the ether. The once harrowed streets returned to an eerie calm, the echoes of the supernatural turmoil fading into a haunting silence. As the dust settled, Adrian, battered and broken, surveyed the aftermath. The town, once vibrant and alive, now lay in ruins, a testament to the price paid for forbidden knowledge. Though the entities were banished, the scars of their presence lingered. Buildings stood as hollow remnants of their former glory, and the surviving townspeople emerged from hiding, their faces etched with a mix of relief and sorrow. The destruction of the antique camera marked the end of the supernatural onslaught, but it left in its wake a town forever changed. Adrian, the reluctant hero, now carried the burden of redemption, haunted by the realization that some mysteries were never meant to be uncovered. The once renowned photographer, now a solitary figure in the ruins, faced the consequences of his actions in the somber aftermath of a battle fought on the precipice of reality and the unknown.